Peace and blessings, YouTube family. Hetapu, bienvenue, welcome. The aim of these presentations are to bring back our ancestors into our lives so they can have the effect they're supposed to have, and they're no longer going to be hidden by usurpers who are trying to abscond our true destiny. So let us see our ancestors with a new eye, the eye of compassion, the eye of our true self, so that we can not vilify them anymore, but embellish and uplift them and enable them to embellish and uplift our own lives. We talked about Mount Musa in the last video, who was born March 9th, and who helped to build the great Mali and to keep it going, and who also was the richest man to ever live. Okay, so we talked about him and we referred to him. Today, or tomorrow, is March 10th, and we will be talking about Queen AMINA of the Hausa people, AMINA of ZARIA. We're going to talk about AMINA. It's important that we tell her story as well as his story, equally as important. The 7 original states of Hausa land, Katsina, Daura, Kano, Zazzau, Gobir, Rano, and Garun Gabas, cover an area of approximately 500 square miles and comprise the heart of what is now Hausa land in contemporary Nigeria. In the 16th century, Queen Bakwa Turunku built the capital of Zazzau at Zaria, named after her younger daughter. Eventually, the entire state of Zazzau was renamed Zaria, which is now a province in present-day Nigeria. So it is a province in present-day Nigeria. Let's not get it twisted. It is a province there right now, so it shows you it existed. It shows you that these women were great women in the tradition of the Kandaki queens of Kush, who ruled with dexterity, passion, and protected their people. However, it was the elder daughter, the legendary AMINA. AMINA. Now that name is very powerful and very prevalent in West Africa nowadays. Actually, I had a cousin named Amina, so let's give thanks for the Aminas. Or she was also known as Aminatu. She inherited her mother's brave and bold nature. Amina was 16 years old when her mother became queen, and she was given the traditional title of Magajia. Magajia. I hope I'm not messing up the Hausa, but that's what it seems like. She honed her military skills and became famous for her bravery and military exploits, as she is celebrated in song as Amina, daughter of Nikatau, a woman as capable as a man, right? So when we say as capable as a man, basically means she could whoop your ass. That's what we mean. She was trained in the martial arts, horse riding, chivalry, sword fighting, and she could whoop your ass. Amina is credited as the architect who created the strong earthen walls around the city. So those walls around the city to protect the Hausa cities, she was the one, not only with the military might, but also with her ingenious architecture to create these walls so she could protect her people from oncoming armies that would fight. Okay, this was a prototype for the fortifications she used in the Hausa states. She used the earthen walls as fortifications, as prototypes for the fortifications around the Hausa states. She built many of these fortifications, which became known as Ganuwa Amina, or Amina's walls, around various conquered cities. The objectives of her conquests were twofold: the extension of Zazzau beyond its primary borders and reducing the conquered cities to vassal status. Sultan Muhammad Bello of Sokoto stated she made war upon these countries and overcame them entirely, so that the people of Katsina paid tribute to her, and the men of Kano also made war on cities of Bauchi till her kingdom reached the sea in the south and the west. Likewise, she led her armies as far as Nupe, and according to the Kano Chronicle, the Saken Nupe sent her 40 eunuchs. You know what eunuchs are? men who have been decapitated of their private parts, okay? And 10,000 kola nuts. She was the first in Hausaland to own eunuchs and kola nuts. So that was a testimony of how she was respected, because they sent her those kola nuts and those eunuchs because they wanted her to understand the respect to which they held her, and so she would also and be empowered to do what she had to do. Amina was preeminent Gimbiya, or princess. She reigned from approximately 1536 to 1573. Let's put that in the context. That was around the epoch of the European encroachment into Africa. That was still the time where we had autonomous rulers who were ruling according to what they best saw fit. She was one of these rulers. Over a 37-year period, her many conquests and subsequent annexations of the territories extended the borders of ZARIA, which also grew in importance and became the center of the North-South Saharan trade and East-West Sudan trade. The great queen transitioned peacefully, having been a great trendsetter all her life. So Amina, or ZARIA, who was trained and was the equivalent in fighting and in stature to any man, and ruled ZARIA as a great Hausa woman way back in the 1500s. Now, when we talk about the imbalances, male and female, and we talk about what is going on nowadays in the region, we have got to understand that the African tradition always elevated and allowed great women like this to rule. So let us allow the memory of Amina to empower us to rule and continue to empower us to understand the great influence that great queens like Amina, Hatshepsut, Queen T, Queen Nzinga, Ya Santewa have always exercised in Africa with the respect of their counterpart men. So in the name of the great Amina, Aminatu, I'd like to say Assalamu alaikum. I'd like to say peace to everybody. I'd like to say grow, to enjoy, and to empower a female essence that needs to be captivated in order for us to bring back our divine African ways. Ashe.